Welcome to our online module on life cycle thinking for sustainability. In this video, you will get an introduction into the key concepts relating to life cycle thinking, and in the subsequent video, we will dive deeper into each concept and give you more details and advice on how to make more informed and sustainable decisions for your work here at HKUST. HKUST have developed various policies and guidelines targeting different areas of the school to make our campus more sustainable. But other than the existing policies and guidelines, HKUST also have future plans to include electricity charging and other schemes in our operation to encourage resource conservation and efficiency, which means departments and offices will have a role in reducing their resource consumption and will have to start rethinking and planning for more sustainable operations. In this module, we'll talk about three important concepts: life cycle analysis, to evaluate the environmental impact of a service or product throughout its entire life cycle; life cycle costing, to assess the total cost of a product or service over its entire lifetime; and system thinking, to understand how different elements within a system interact and influence each other. Together, these concepts form what we call life cycle thinking, which is a useful mindset tool to help you navigate your decision-making process. Let me use a simple example to explain what life cycle thinking is. Electric vehicles are becoming more popular nowadays, and people need to decide between an electric vehicle or a traditional fuel internal combustion engine vehicle. They could be equally fuel efficient, but if we want to decide which one is better for the environment or the climate in the long run, we will need life cycle thinking to do the calculation to figure this out. If you just look at the manufacturing process, you will see that EV has a higher environmental impact due to the extra step for battery production. And if you only look at this process, you'll conclude that internal combustion engine car is better for the environment. But when you combine the manufacturing process with the entire life cycle, you'll realize that an internal combustion engine car has significantly more impact than an EV. And if you look at the overall impact over time, although the manufacturing process causes EV to have a high impact at first, internal combustion engine car actually has a much higher impact in the long run. Another thing we need to consider is that we don't live in a static world, and the electricity grid consumed by an electric car will always change. It will continue to become greener and greener as more renewable goes into the grid. Unlike fuel car, which can only use petroleum and will always have the same footprint based on the amount of fuel that they use. So even if we compare things side by side, we also need to factor in changes in our society. And in this case, we can see that EV over time are significantly better to the environment than our traditional vehicle if it runs on renewable energy. And similarly, at HKUST, when we design and implement our operations, life cycle thinking is a very important tool for us to making long-term decisions without creating unintended consequences. And throughout this training module, we will provide you with practical knowledge and tools to apply life cycle thinking in your everyday work. By adopting these concepts, you can contribute to the university's sustainability goal and create a more sustainable workplace.